this is episode 3.
Yes.
Okay, we're back. All right, so Keisha, you wanted to talk about becoming who you are.
Yeah, because my journey took me out of a religion and a marriage. So with any marriage, you lose some of who you are. To add to a religion that doesn't want you to be who you are is already just something else. And like, I always thought I was individual. I've always had a group of friends. I've always kind of had my own mind. And so for me, when I came across some things about my religion, I just really felt like, oh, hold on. And even how I came across them was, I feel like for a reason, because I'm an advocate for children. You know, I love all people overall, but most of the time adults get on my nerves, but children I love. And so, you know, just looking up some information, being the studious Christian I was, I came across some info about how our organization truly affects kids. And I was like, oh, this isn't okay. And coupled with, like what my mom talked about earlier, with my grandfather passing away, I started spending more time with my family, who at that point, neither of my siblings or my mother, none of them were going to the call being witnesses. So seeing how my husband at the time reacted to that, with me being with my family more, it also opened my eyes. So it was all of these things together. And then my son, not wanting him to live the life that not to say that my childhood was horrible, because I had a great childhood thanks to my mother, because it could have been way different. But There were things I had to deal with. I didn't want him to have to deal with. I remember thinking when I found out that he was going to be born in the summer, I was happy because he wouldn't have to worry about birthday parties at school, because he'd be out of school. So he wouldn't have to worry about the shame of not having a party. Even little things like that. So anyway, when I was really opening my eyes about the religion and thinking about my child and sitting in one of their conventions, and a video came across the screen with, you know, white Jesus and a bow and arrow, I was looking around like, this can't be right. This isn't where I belong. And I politely, slowly made my exit. That right around the time we came and visited you, I hadn't been to a meeting since then. Like, I was on my way out that whole, you know, winter of 2018 to the beginning of 2019. And so when it was time to leave my husband, or actually he was supposed to leave me, he reneged. But I reached out to my mother like, I got to get out of here. And within a week, she helped me make it happen, her and my sister.
I remember that.
And even with that, the morning that we went to go look at places, because my mother found some places online, I was sitting at the back porch of the house that I just loved, because I own that house. I didn't think I was going to move out. And the cardinal came and visited me. And I'm, you know, at that point, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness no more, but I'm still not really spiritual. So I'm kind of joking like, Grandpa, you know, just like, that must be Grandpa here to visit me on my day. You know, and I wasn't taking it seriously. But the house we ended up coming to see and moving into had a cardinal on the front porch, like hanging on the wall. And the largest Cardinals baseball mural I've seen in a home ever, painted in their basement on the wall. So it was like, oh, yeah, Grandpa said move into this house. It's time to move. Like, leave this guy and move out. And we signed a lease that day. Wow. So then fast forward, I'm living here, living with my sister. I love her, but it's different. You know, I'm used to rigid rules and going to meetings certain days and all these kind of things. But she had,
and that is not me at all.
Not at all. Flower child all day. One day she up at 9, and next day she up at 4. I don't even know when. But with her and her spiritual gifts and her friends, she mentioned the shaman in the area she really, you know, really appreciated. And I told myself, okay, I don't know where I am in things, but now I've got a guaranteed sitter. You know, my son goes every weekend. So if one of these events falls on the weekend he's gone, that must mean it's meant for me to go. And it so happened that the event was learning about contacting your ancestors. On the weekend he was going to be gone. Now what I missed about him was that when my grandfather died, my son was 2.5. So he was talking a little bit, but, you know, not really comprehending things. But when he was 3 and 4, he would say things, or he would do things, and I'd be like, you know, watch out for that, don't do that. He's like, it's okay. Grandpa told me to be brave. Grandpa told me to be strong. And like at one point I stopped him because he calls my mom's husband Poppy, and he calls my dad Pawpaw. So I'm like, Poppy? Like, you keep saying grandpa. He's like, no, grandpa. I'm like, Papa? No, grandpa. So I show him my grandpa. He's like, yeah. Grandpa told me to be brave and strong. So it's like, okay, my son pulling on some things because that man was not even coherent last time my son saw him.
Chills.
So yeah, so going back to his ancestor, this event I went to with Nia, the shaman came and I'm in the room and I'm feeling warm and tingly and I'm like, what is going on? I got the heat. What is happening here? But then he says, you know what, hold on. It's some powerful people in here. It's a lot of people in here that want to talk to y'all. The energy is so high. Oh. I need everybody to just sit down and calm down. And he did something and the whole room cooled down. The tingling stopped. The energy slowed down. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Like, I'm looking like this is some real stuff.
Because they was like, me first. Yeah,
that experience.
First.
Well, and he told us, he came to us. And, Nia and I don't necessarily look like we're sisters, just off of. But he came to us and he was like, yeah, he told us something's powerful about y'all. I explained about my son and he was like, yeah. He was like, y'all need to tap into it because we were like, we have different fathers. He was like, well, it's your mother. So he was like, you need to tap into it. And it makes sense because my entire life, even my friends now, I have grown friends who still call her mama. I have friends, when I stood away from the truth. Ooh. When I stood away from those witnesses. Ooh.
I felt that in my neck. Ooh.
Goodness.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Right.
But no, when I stepped away, they stepped away too. I have new friends that I've met because we all have left that meet my mother and just instantly feel drawn to her. Or that my mother's like, oh, I remember seeing her on Assembly Park one day and never saw them again. Haven't seen them since they were children, but when they see her again, it's like, oh, you're what I've been needing. So it's like this energy had to be already in us through her, and now we just getting to see the manifestation of it. Like even now, decisions I make when I'm like, that don't feel right. And when I make them, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna do that, and whatever reason I have for it, it turns out better, or whatever I wasn't gonna do falls to the wayside. So it's like the choices I make line up, and the way we were taught, it was supposed to be Jehovah's blessing. But then on the converse side, if you're doing things that you're not supposed to do and you're getting blessed, it's Satan's blessing. So before we were always taught to attribute whatever to some other force. So being able to be like, okay, I put that energy out. I felt what was right for me, and I made the choice that was right for me, and see it work out. It's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different energy into your life. And so, writing. I used to write a lot. I realized with my husband, he had to be blocking that. I couldn't write. The other day, I wrote a poem about how marriage is overrated within 5 minutes, just because I don't have that blockage anymore. So I'm really starting to see who I am. And I'm loving it, and the people that I'm coming into contact or attracting and the experience I'm drawing is all falling into place. I'm like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right. It's like a big relief. Like
it is.
You didn't even know you was that uptight.
I used to have panic attacks, actually.
Yeah. And
I haven't had panic attacks.
I used to drink.
Often. I don't drink. Yeah.
That's like wild. I was listening like, wow. That's like it's amazing.
And I like what she said too about, because like I'm still want to tap into that. I think like for me, like I'm still at the beginning and still learning, but I really believe that I've always been connected to like the universe. I had the spiritual side, but like I said, with us being conditioned the way we were, I'm trying to undo that, unlearn it, and just be open and to listen to the universe and accept, what it says to me. Like I have gotten signs, which normally before I wouldn't, think about it or, so it's been interesting. Like I pray to like, the universe guide me, tell me, what I need to be doing, help me with decisions. And I've been getting signs. Like I just went walking and a pelican like landed. I have never seen like this bird before. Like it was just very interesting in that it caught my attention and I stopped and stared at it for a while. And then I was just telling them one night I just woke, like it had came back to me so vividly. And I said, what are you trying to tell me? So I just got up and I looked up, the bird and found out. And it truly was speaking to me. That's truly like my personality, who I was. And then like sometimes like when I can't sleep and I get these signs like, I don't know if y'all know it, but y'all know I can't hear out this one ear, right? And it's like I've been hearing like ringing. But one night I kept hearing this, it was just some different sound. It was like a different sound. And I was just, it stopped and made me pay attention. And so then I looked at the clock. I'm like, so what are you trying to tell me? What I need to look up? So then I just started looking up like the numbers and stuff. So I'm just saying that it has been speaking to me, the universe. I've been, being more aware and paying attention. So yeah, it's interesting, and I'm trying to get where y'all are.
Yeah. When you were
and
talking
I don't know about the ancestors. I'm still. Go ahead.
Numerology. That was my first deep depression that I dealt with was when I was well, it actually helped me get out of the Navy, so it was kind of a blessing in a way. But that's when numerology started to speak to me. I was waking up at 1:23 every morning. And every afternoon, 1:23, I was looking at the clock. And I didn't know anything about numerology, anything about any of that. And so just like now allowing the numbers to guide me, and whenever I am feeling some type of way of like uncertainty and stuff, like it just seems like I get those numbers. I'll be driving and see 4444, or like it won't even just be the time. It's just numbers all over that we've never even really noticed before.
Paid attention,
You weren't given a reason to pay attention. Just like with our signs. You weren't supposed to look into your signs. But when I look up an Aquarian, that's me all day. Every single time. It's all day. So I was like, this why they want me to know, because this tells me everything I need to know.
I'm just like outdone. I'm just like staring at the screen with my eyes extra big. Like, I can't believe what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing.
And I was always into dreams.